Hello everybody, welcome to Esports Go. I'm Justin Gillerman.
And I'm Matt Brown. We start with that Overwatch League again, you know. Justin, we've got a lot to talk about there. The Seoul Dynasty led off Thursday with a matchup against the Houston Outlaws. One team needs the win, the other wants to spoil. The Outlaws are up a map going into the final map, Watch Point Gibraltar. One more win for them and they steal the whole match from the Seoul Dynasty. The Dynasty's defense is strong though. Fleta takes out the Dragon Blade just before the Outlaws make it past the first checkpoint. He takes out 3 members of the Houston team and stalls them out further. It's overtime now, but the Outlaws are finally able to push the Dynasty's defense back. If Zunba's Diva Bomb was timed a few seconds later and decorated more towards the incoming reinforcements, they may have been able to stop the push. Once again though, the Dynasty's D looks solid, but the Outlaws are still coming out ahead in the major team fights. The payload continues moving forward. At the last checkpoint, the Dynasty can't even touch Linkser. He's just sitting above, taking pot shots at the Dynasty before they can amass too much of a defense. The Outlaws are able to push the payload the distance in overtime though. Linkser continues the headshots in overtime, landing several to single-handedly stop the push of the Dynasty in its tracks. It looks as though the Outlaws will be able to hold the Dynasty longer before they can reach the first checkpoint. However, while Jake is busy with the Dynasty's backline, the Dynasty's frontline is still pushing the payload. They manage a quick back cap of the point under the Outlaws' nose. At the last checkpoint, the Dynasty find themselves a mere half a meter away from the finish line. The Outlaws are just outplaying the Dynasty though whenever there is a team fight. Slowly but surely, the Dynasty are taken out and the Outlaws manage to hold the Dynasty. They take the map 4 victory to secure the overall win. The final score, Outlaws 3, Dynasty 1. So the LA Gladiators came into the week with a hold on the 3rd spot of the Stage 2 playoffs. They go on to lose Wednesday and leave room now for the Dynasty to take advantage. Now the Dynasty lose and the Philadelphia Fusion have snuck their way into the fold. So Justin, in this particular match, was this more of a Dynasty loss or a Houston win?
I mean, I've never been good at math, so I can't dive into the logistics of the loss by the Dynasty.
Sure.
All I know is that now 3 teams are 6-3, and that somehow the Fusion are in the driver's seat for that 3rd spot. I don't know. We came into this week thinking the Dynasty could clean up and secure that playoff spot, especially after the Gladiators losing by, God, that was the Outlaws' music right there. They just completely stunned the Dynasty and the entire league. I don't know what the rest of the week holds, but I know the Fusion and Gladiators can rest a little easier knowing they now control their destiny. And I can toss and turn because I have no idea what's going to end up happening.
Me neither.
Wow. So moving on. The Shock get another taste of their new star player, Sinatra, as they go up against the Boston Uprising in a game between 2 teams looking to end their Stage 2 on a solid note. We got the Shock, we got the Uprising. It's time for the highlights. The 2 teams were evenly matched, so evenly matched that we need to go to a tiebreaker map on Ilios. In round 1, Boston gets the point thanks to Striker's Tracer getting deep in the Shock's back line. They are able to hold the point the entire time. The Shock make one last attempt on the point, but Gamsu tees them up from Dreamcasper Barrage right into the Shock. They are not able to recover to make another attack. Round 1 goes to the Uprising. In round 2, the Shock gain the point first. Dante does an excellent job at maintaining it. He runs around the point, taking out the arriving and retreating Uprising members. The newest Shock member, Sinatra, also shine on this map. He turns on his active visor and wipes out the rest of the team. Beware, once this team gets more games with Sinatra, they're going to be one to watch. Dreamcasper tries to play hero in overtime, but he is focused down immediately. Round 2 will go to the Shock. It all comes down to round 3. Striker sets up his team well in the front line. He joins the Winston and Diva to stop and slow down any attacking Shock members. Meanwhile, Dreamcasper sits in the high ground getting headshots after headshots on anyone who manages to poke a head out to the Widowmaker player. The combo of the 2 offensive players really prevents a solid Shock push. The San Francisco team goes all in on the point in overtime. They are quickly dispatched by a plethora of ults. The Uprising are able to defend and find themselves with a victory today. Final score, Uprising 3, Shock 2. I'll be honest, no chance I saw this becoming the match of the night. We went to that deciding map 5 in some way. The Uprising pulled out the win. Matt, I see you staring at me like that, and I know that the answer, but I have honestly no idea what is going on.
Oh, sorry, Justin. I was just dreaming. I didn't mean to stare.
No, it's good.
I was daydreaming. Yeah, I dreamt I was a player on the Boston Uprising. If you don't know already who I'm referring to, yeah, let's just say he likes to put his opponents to sleep. Oh yeah, and they dream when they sleep.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, they dream. Yeah. All right, moving on to a matchup between the top dog, New York Excelsior, and the spiraling Dallas Fuel. Could it be an upset central? Well, looky here, the Fuel bring it to map 5, a tiebreaker on Ilios. The Fuel are moments away from upsetting the #1 team. Talk about upset central. Obi sets up the XL well, though, to start off the round 1. He gets behind the Fuel's backline and has a heyday on Tracer. Sabe keeps the point in the XL control with some sneaky Tracer play, hiding in the corner until it's the right time to strike. Once again, in the Fuel's backline. The Fuel make one last attempt to gain the point in overtime, but they are quickly dealt with. The XL find themselves with an easy round 1 win. Round 2, the Fuel still do not have an answer for Sabe's Tracer. He is finding himself in their backline constantly, stopped the Fuel from getting any good pushes on the point. Effect shows some stellar Tracer play himself though. He sticks the monkey and secures a few more kills to put the point in Fuel control. Liberal and the XL take it back in their control now, chasing the Fuel out with a plethora of ultimates. The Fuel bring the point back in overtime thanks to a hero switch on Rascal's part. The XL did not really have a response to the Pharaoh pickup. It's all tied up on 99%. Rascal goes for a barrage, but Libero stops him before he can do too much damage to the XL. He takes out the Dragon Blade and runs it through the rest of the Fuel to gain control of the point. Overtime ticks down and the XL win map 5 and prevent the upset. They take a 3-2 victory over the Fuel. New York able to hang on in this one. They'll need to step it up if they want to win the stage this weekend. On the other hand, though, Dallas came to play. They were well aware of that 11-map slump they were in and made a point of taking it one round at a time. Good for them, and maybe this is the start of something. I mean, they unfortunately have nowhere else to go but up.
Yeah, Dallas definitely surprised me with this one. I thought New York would walk all over the Fuel, but you know what? This Dallas team find a way to keep it competitive, and you're right, this is not the type of performance you want to see from the XL, especially going into the playoffs. This is a huge game in the sense that now maybe teams can figure out how to play the XL after this Fuel matchup. Now let's move on to the heroes and zeros for today. My hero of the match has to be Linkser of the Outlaws. The last few matches, he was losing the Widowmaker battle to his opponent, but not last night. The man had a great game, and it pushed his team to earn that huge win over the Dynasty.
Yeah, my hero also had a stunning Widowmaker performance. That man, I think I mentioned his name earlier, Dream Casper of the Boston Uprising. He was also another player who seemed to be struggling in the new meta shift earlier. He now seems to have cleared that up last night. At some points and some maps, he was reaching an 80% headshot percentage on all his shots. Are you kidding me? Talk about dreaming.
Now we have a very obvious hero for today, the Seoul Dynasty. Their fate for the playoffs were in their hands. They just needed to win out the season. They had to beat a struggling Outlaws team and a questionable Mayhem team. The Gladiators had lost their game against the Fusion, and a win would put them ahead of the Gladiators into that stage 3 and ahead of Philadelphia as well. They have failed the first part with the loss to the Outlaws. They still have a shot, but once again, their fate is now not in their own hands. Philly, LA, better chances.
Yeah, all right, let's take a quick break. Stay with us right here on Esports Go.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look at today's Overwatch League matches. In our first one, you saw it at the beginning of stage 1. You would say it's going to be a huge blowout. However, the Mayhem are looking as strong as ever and are playing with some confidence. The Dynasty absolutely need this one to get into the playoffs, especially after losing to the Outlaws yesterday. Do the Mayhem catch Seoul on their heels after that loss, or does the Dynasty wipe through with these, Matt?
Well, I want to say that the Dynasty should be able to handle Florida, but they just lost to the Outlaws, who are playing just as quick as the Mayhem. And even if Seoul wins, their playoff chances are slim to none now, unfortunately. Just a rough situation for them. But we move on to the team with a newfound Stage 2 opportunity, the Philadelphia Fusion, as they take on the LA Valiant. Will the Valiant be able to be the third team in a row to upset a playoff-bound squad this week? Or is this one more difficult since the Fusion are coming off a big victory of their own?
Yeah, huge win against the Gladiators on Wednesday. If they want any chance to make the playoffs, they need to win this game and need to help out their map differential as well. And let me tell you, I'm more than certain that the Valiant would love to play a little spoiler on their port. Sometimes It's fun to play this spoiler.
Yeah.
Last game of the night is between London and Shanghai. The Spitfire looking pretty comfortable in that second spot, and now they go up against the Dragon team, who have a bunch of things going on with them. I see this easily going the Spitfire's way.
Yeah, same here. The Spitfire are just looking to fly high into the weekend for the Stage 2 playoffs. Yeah, you see what I did there. Yeah, and they'll just have to control a Dragons team that may be a bit out of sorts with their new lineup.
Agreed.
All right, that's it for us today on The Go. If you can, check out our website, challengemedia.tv, for all your gaming news.
Also, check us out and follow us. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'll be here all week with your news and highlights, getting ready for the Overwatch League playoffs.
Yep.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching The Go.